Hello and welcome to Bellabarista, where we'd like to introduce you to the Quickmill Cassiopea Model 3004. This is quite an exciting machine for us because it's the first semi-automatic coffee machine that we've offered under £500. The reason we've not had machines in this price bracket before, because we found that they're just a little too frustrating to use. Mainly because it takes a while to make a cappuccino, because you have to wait for the boiler to recover temperature before you can froth the milk. And it just takes such a long time. It's okay just for the odd cup of coffee, but with a shiny new machine you want to make your guests coffee at a dinner party, and you will find that they'll have to come back at breakfast to get their coffee. The difference with this machine is it has twin thermoblock boilers. That means there's one for the coffee and one for the milk. So we should be able to froth the milk at the same time as making the coffee. So we can get the coffee served to our guests much quicker, which I hope to show you later in the video. So what comes with the Quickmill? You get a 58mm portafilter holder. This one is solid brass. This is an upgrade on the machine, but well worth it because it does have terrific heat retention properties. One thing to bear in mind, this is different than a standard E61 because of the 3 lugs. They provide one with 2 filter baskets, a double and a single. So if you wanted to do a single, you'd have to take the double one out and put the single in, or the alternative is to buy another portafilter handle. Also with it is a pretty naff plastic tamper with a measure scoop, a group head brush and a spare gasket for the group, which is a good thing, and instruction book. Not too bad, quite a simple machine, and what you need to know is covered in the instruction book. You'll just need plenty of practice. Okay, so let's have a look at the front of the machine. 3 switches, one for the hot water, one for the steam, and one for the brew, and a brew pressure gauge. Now, the way it works is when the lights are off on these 2, that means they're ready. One thing I like about the machine is the water tank at the side. The reservoir water tank is easy to get at, and also you can top it up without having to take the cups from this nice cup warming tray. So that's more or less it. Steamer here. This has got a thing to help you steam the milk, which we'll talk about later. Okay, so this is on timer mode, so you just give it one push. And then for a double, a second push. Good tamp. The top of the tamper should be level just with the top of the filter basket. That means your coffee's at the right level. Into the holder. Now make sure that it goes all the way round. If it doesn't go all the way round, you've got too much coffee in there. 2 cups underneath, and then we switch on the brew switch, and then we can get ready with our milk. Out comes the coffee, nice extraction, good crema. And now, at the same time as we're extracting the coffee, we can do our steaming. Let's just get rid of some of the vapour first. There we go. Our coffee's going to the blonde now, so we'll switch the coffee off, and we're frothing our milk. No waiting time, straight into it. Obviously it's going to be a little slower than a heat exchange machine, because you haven't got the volume of water. It's doing it through a thermoblock. A thermoblock is a similar water heater that you find in a domestic shower. So we're getting up to temperature now. It's really frothing on its own. I'm not too sure about this frother. It sort of keeps going on its own. It doesn't seem to have as much control as I'd like, but ideal for people that really don't know how to froth the milk. On the next 2 cups I'll do it without this froth attachment. Okay, so we're up to temperature now. Really good froth on there. Just too hot to touch, and we're up to the right temperature on our thermometer. Turn it off. Okay. Well and a bang. Whoa, lots of froth there. Okay, now the next 2 cups, this is the acid test for a machine like this, is how quickly it can prepare another cup. And already the lights are off, so we're ready almost straight away to produce another cup of coffee. Okay. So, top the milk up. You can use the milk that's still there, but you need to top it up with fresh milk to put some protein back into it. It's underneath. Switch on the coffee, and this time I'm going to froth the milk without the frother attachment. So we're frothing the milk at the same time as extracting our coffee. We've got good power in the milk frothing, and our coffee is just turning to blonde. So I'll switch off the coffee. And our milk is now up to temperature, so we'll switch that off. And this time much better crema. So with a little bit of practice, I think it's better without the attachment. There we go. So, to sum up, what do I think to the Quickmill Cassiopea 3004? Well, it really has quite surprised me. Its performance, its ability to make a good espresso and to froth the milk at the same time as the coffee is a big advantage in this price bracket of machine. Certainly it's not a heat exchanger machine. It takes a little longer. I don't know whether the stability of the temperature of the coffee will be as good as a heat exchanger machine, but when you consider that this is half the price and probably at a price bracket that people are looking for, I think for under £500 it's a fantastic machine that will keep people happy with the way it makes coffee.